When it comes to engineering human skin, I may at first seem superfluous. However, hair follicles are quite important. They produce sweat, helping regulate body temperature, and they contain stem cells that help skin heal. Hair follicles are also an entry point for topical drugs and cosmetics, making them an important part of dermatological testing.
Increasing levels of obesity, poor diet, and increased sedentary behavior are driving a rapid rise in the number of cases of type 2 diabetes worldwide. In 2021, 537 million adults were estimated to have diabetes worldwide, with an increasing number diagnosed at younger ages. Increasing levels of obesity, poor diet, and increased sedentary behavior are driving a rapid rise in the number of cases of type 2 diabetes worldwide. In 2021, 537 million adults were estimated to have diabetes worldwide, with an increasing number diagnosed at younger ages.
A recent study demonstrates that strawberries, consumed daily for 12 weeks, can improve memory and reduce depressive symptoms in middle-aged overweight adults. This improvement is attributed to the anti-inflammatory effects of anthocyanins in strawberries, highlighting the fruit's role in cognitive health.
A study from Aloud and the University of Sydney shows that substituting just a few minutes of daily sitting with moderate exercise can greatly benefit heart health. It also showed the benefit of light activity, standing and sleeping compared with sitting. This finding, part of research involving more than 15,000 individuals, underscores the significant health impact of even small changes in daily physical activity.
Japanese researchers at Nagoya University have uncovered new aspects of the interaction between mast-seeding plants like bamboo and field mice. Their study reveals that mice behavior, influenced by species, environment, and season, plays a crucial role in seed dispersal and forest ecosystem health, challenging existing theories about seed storage and consumption.
Recent trends in raw food diets overlook the fact that some vegetables are more nutritious when cooked. Cooking methods like steaming or roasting can enhance the availability of essential nutrients in vegetables such as asparagus, mushrooms, and spinach. This process releases important vitamins and antioxidants, which are sometimes trapped within the vegetable cell walls.
Normally, heat is what gets evaporation going, causing water molecules in the liquid to jostle more vigorously. That extra energy can break some of the bonds between molecules in the liquid, allowing molecules to escape as water vapor. Based on how much heat goes in, scientists can calculate the amount of evaporation expected.
Individuals that tended to engage in cooperative behavior within their group were more likely to interact with bonobos in the other group that had the same tendency. This cooperation doesn't appear to be solely motivated by immediate reciprocation, the researchers say. For instance, during the study, only 14% of bonobos that shared food with a partner in the other group had the deed reciprocated.
Most birds can bend their wings at the wrist, pulling arched wings close to their bodies to navigate their way through dense vegetation like branches. But hummingbird wings aren't as flexible, because the wings stick straight out from a hummingbird's body. Getting through tight spaces requires some tricky maneuvering.
When an earthquake strikes, smaller quakes known as aftershocks can continue to shake the area for days to years after the original earthquake occurred. These smaller quakes decrease over time and are part of the fault's readjustment process following the original quake. While aftershocks are smaller in magnitude than the main shock, they can still damage infrastructure and impede recovery from the original earthquake. Pancreatic cancer is tricky to manage because it spreads easily and early, and the tumors have a unique biological makeup. But researchers made a breakthrough by learning about the genetic changes that occur during tumor migration, and also found a drug that can obstruct the process.
In the creative condition, the students were told to think of a friend who did something special, think of them as their creative friend who could help them solve any problem. This type of creativity training is called perspective shifting, in which the kids look at a problem through the eyes of someone else.
As the world strives to cut greenhouse gas emissions and find sustainable transportation solutions, University of Houston energy researchers suggest that hydrogen fuel can potentially be a cost-competitive and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional liquid fuels, and that supplying hydrogen for transportation in the greater Houston area can be profitable today.
The largest terrestrial carbon sink on Earth is the planet Sol. One of the big fears is that a warming planet will liberate significant portions of the Sol's carbon, turning it into carbon dioxide cottonwood gas, and so further accelerate the pace of planetary warming. Freed printing is advancing rapidly, and the range of materials that can be used has expanded considerably. While the technology was previously limited to fast-curing plastics, it has now been made suitable for slow-curing plastics as well. These have decisive advantages as they have enhanced elastic properties and are more durable and robust. Dairy products such as ice cream and yogurt have relied on natural vanilla for many years, McBride points out. In the U.S., Food Drug Administration rules state that vanilla ice cream must get its flavor from natural vanilla. If the flavor comes partially or fully from another source, the company must stamp vanilla-flavored or artificial vanilla on the front of the package, a likely turnoff to consumers.
Changing temperatures shift the energy balance of ecosystems, from plants that produce energy from sunlight to the animals that consume plants and other animals, subsequently altering the sensory worlds that animals experience. It is likely that climate change will challenge all of their senses, from sight and taste to smell and touch. The hardness of materials is determined by the strength of the chemical bonds that are formed between the electrons of the neighboring atoms. For example, the bonds in diamond are very strong, so it is one of the hardest materials known. The bonding is rooted in the laws of quantum mechanics. Around 1% of the adult population are defined as psychopaths, meaning they possess no conscience, shame, guilt, or ability to experience love for or feel empathy towards other people. The body will discuss how they appear as potentially effective leaders, how they get to the top, and what they do once they have achieved leadership.
Conventional theories about black holes, based on Einstein's theory of general relativity, typically explain how static or spinning black holes can exist on their own, isolated in space. Black holes in pairs would eventually be thwarted by gravity attracting and colliding them together. However, this is true if one assumes the universe is standing still. But what about one which is constantly moving?
Paul Goddard, an assistant research scientist in the Department of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences at the College of Arts and Sciences at Indiana University, has stated that even if the world manages to achieve the ambitious goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, which we are currently not on track to do so, there will still be a significant rise in sea levels. Liquid metals hold the potential to revolutionize the chemical industry and address its environmental impact. By testing a new technique, researchers aim to replace the energy-intensive chemical engineering processes that have been in use since the early 20th century. This innovative approach offers a promising solution to greening the industry by reducing its carbon footprint and minimizing resource consumption. According to Benjamin Alessio, an undergraduate researcher in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, many biological inquiries share a common theme of exploring how complex patterns and shapes develop from a spherical cluster of cells. The study employs a basic physical and chemical mechanism to account for a complex biological phenomenon. Although it is unclear how often neuropsychiatric events occur in children in the United States as a result of influenza, the use of a commonly prescribed antiviral medication for treating flu in children has become a subject of controversy that has raised concerns among parents and medical professionals alike.
It may not be very well known, but the Arctic Ocean leaks enormous amounts of the potent greenhouse gas methane. These leaks have been ongoing for thousands of years but could be intensified by a future warmer ocean. The potential for this gas to escape the ocean and contribute to the greenhouse gas budget in the atmosphere is an important mystery that scientists are trying to solve.
Sociologists are interested in a wide range of topics, from the micro-level interactions between individuals to the macro-level structures of society. They seek to identify patterns and trends in social behavior, and to develop theories that explain these phenomena. Through their research, sociologists aim to contribute to our understanding of society and to help address social problems.
In the 1980s, geophysics made a startling discovery. Two continent-sized blobs of unusual material were found deep near the center of the Earth, one beneath the African continent and one beneath the Pacific Ocean. Each blob is twice the size of the Moon, and likely composed of different proportions of elements than the mantle surrounding it.
Extratropical forests are globally significant because they store vast quantities of carbon in vegetation and permafrost soils. Approximately 91% of these forests in the northern hemisphere are underlain by permafrost. When fires occur in these regions, they emit large amounts of carbon dioxide, CO2, and other greenhouse gases compared to other regions.
A new analysis of lice genetic diversity suggests that lice came to the Americas twice, the once during the first wave of human migration across the Bering Strait, and again during European colonization. Moleskins, currently the Lustiers, and colleagues report these findings in a new study published November 8 in the Open Access journal PLOS One.
Like their lumbering grazers, most cycads have gone extinct. Their disappearance from their prior habitats began during the late Mesozoic and continued into the early Cenozoic era, punctuated by the cataclysmic asteroid impact and volcanic activity that marked the Cape boundary 66 million years ago. However, unlike the dinosaurs, somehow a few groups of cycads survived to the present. Why do we dream? A product of our brain's neurophysiology. Dreaming is a complex experience that can take on many emotional tones and simulate reality to varying degrees. As a result, there is still no clear answer to this question. A study compared the dreams of two Fuji communities in Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo with those of individuals living in Europe and North America. Research indicates that over billions of years, surface water has been transported deep into the earth by descending, or subducted, tectonic plates, upon reaching the core mantle boundary, about 1800 miles below the surface. This water triggers a profound chemical interaction, altering the core structure,